What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to just go over a little bit of ways on how to make your stream a better experience when it comes to quality. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean how to get better frames, how not to lose frames, how to get better resolution, how not to lose resolution, how to keep that blurriness away, and how to get all those boxes that are in your stream out of it. So let's just go ahead and talk about that. This may not make everything perfect, but you know what? It can help. So go ahead and go down to Streamlabs and go ahead and click to your settings icon. It's the bottom left-hand corner. Okay, now that you have your settings bar open, you're going to be seeing a couple of options. One of those options is your output option. Now, let's just go ahead and go over what your output option allows you to do. It allows you to edit or put detailed options that you want for your stream. Now, just because you can edit them doesn't mean that you're going to make the right choices. So let's just go ahead and go over what each of them actually means and how they're important to you. Now, we're going to go ahead and close recording because recording is used to record videos such as what I'm doing right now. I'm recording a YouTube video and that's for my settings that I'm using to be recorded on. If you would like to know more about this, go ahead and drop something down in the comment section. But in the meantime, we're just going to save you guys a little bit of time. So let's just go and close that. Replay buffer, what we're going to do is we're going to keep this the way it is and we're going to close it. This is no importance to you, but what is important to you is the stream, okay? Now, we have it on simple, and by simple, it really makes it actually easier for yourself. I suggest you not to put it to advanced, because if you put it to advanced, now you're facing things that you have no idea what they mean. Now, I could explain here, I could sit here and explain to you what they mean, but I'd be honest with you and tell you, hey, Streamlabs knows what they're doing. They have default settings set up for a reason. Go back to simple, okay? So now that you're in the simple settings, what this is going to allow you to do is it's going to allow you to edit your video bitrate, your encoder settings, and your audio bitrate. Now, let's go ahead and throw if you have good audio, which you should, as long as you took my steps on one of my previous videos on how to fix your mic, then you should have flawless, like literally flawless audio. So do not fix your audio bitrate. If you touch it, that's on you. All we're going to fix is your video bitrate and your encoder settings. So now that you have your video bitrate open, let's go and explain what video bitrate is. Video bitrate is the amount of bits that are being sent per second, meaning estimated I have 6,000 bits being sent per second. Now, what is a bit? A bit is a compilement of information being sent. The more bits you have being sent in a second, the more information is being sent. Now, let's just go ahead and talk about Twitch and what about their bitrate. Twitch actually literally limits their bitrate to 6,000 bitrate for affiliates. If you are a partner, you can get 10,000 bitrate. If you're watching this video, you're most likely not a partner. So with that being said, try to go 6,000 bitrate. If you cannot handle 6,000 bitrate and you see to yourself, well, the bitrate's not really working out, I'm going to go ahead and switch this to 5,000. Please do that. Keep doing that until you finally find a sweet spot that you could handle. Okay, now let's go ahead and skip that. And remember, find a sweet spot, try 6,000. If it doesn't work, keep looking for your sweet spot. You will find it. So now we're going to go with the encoder settings. Let's talk about encoder. Software times 264. What is software 264? Well, software 264, it allows you to use your CPU to stream. So your CPU uses its encoding settings to stream. It uses its encoder to stream. It uses its encoder to make the information allowable to stream. So let's put it like this. If you have a game that you're playing, such as Call of Duty, that has very high CPU usage, such as if I were to launch Call of Duty right now, my CPU would be up to 54% CPU usage, which is a lot for one game. Now, if you were to also do 54% CPU usage on Call of Duty and then go ahead and stream from your software 264, now you're double doing your not graphics card, you're double doing your CPU and you're making it do double the work. Now, can it handle it? Maybe. Do you have a really good CPU? I hope so, because you're going to really need it. I don't even think an i9-9900K is going to work. I have friends who have i9-9900K and I've seen them launch it. I see their streams and they don't look the best. Now, do you have a good graphics card? Well, maybe you do, maybe you don't. Let's go ahead and talk about this. Let's say that you have a CPU that's decent and you could handle gaming, but you can't handle gaming and streaming at the same time. Well, you're gonna need to stream from your graphics card. So with this being said, do you have a 20 series graphics card? Do you have a 2060? Do you have a 2070? Do you have a 2080? Do you have a 1650? Do you have a 1080? What do you have? Now let's go and talk about why having a certain graphics card helps. So if you have any 20 series graphics card, please stream on Hardware NVENC New. Hardware NVENC New is encoder settings that are made for all of the newer graphics cards, such as the 20 series. But Hardware NVENC Old is encoder settings that are made for the older graphics card. So with this being said, if you have a 20 series, click on Hardware NVENC New. If you have an older one, click on Hardware NVENC Old. Now keep in mind one thing. Some games are also high graphics cards usage. So, either way, all games use your graphics cards, but some games such as Fortnite, such as Call of Duty, they are more focused on your CPU than anything. So try Hardware NVENC. Try Hardware NVENC New. You might have to try these multiple times. You might have to do software 264 and then do 3000 bitrate. You might have to do 6000 bitrate and then Hardware NVENC Old. And then, you know what I mean? You're going to have to figure this out. But there's only so many options. Now, we're going to talk a little bit later about test streaming. But for now, let's go ahead and talk about a little bit more about enabling your encoder settings. So you see this encoder settings. What this means is it allows you to put advanced encoder settings. So see how I have it on max quality? I literally have it to where it looks the best. If I were to put it down here to where it was low latency, it would mean it would be for a low internet. So if I had really bad internet, I would click on low latency. If I had low internet, but I want it to look good, click on low latency quality. If I have low latency, like low internet, but I want it to look better, more frames, click on low latency performance. You see where I'm getting with this? Keep going and figure it out in your own head. I have a pretty good software. I don't need to do any of this. So let's go ahead and skip forward and let's go to video. Now, video, sorry about that. I was very confused. Video is super freaking important. Okay. So please listen up. Video base canvas resolution. Let's go over what this is. The base resolution is meaning what you're streaming at. So not streaming out, what you're seeing. So let's say you're on your monitor and you're on a monitor that's a 1080 monitor and you're also playing at 1080. That means that you have to go into your base resolution and click 1080. But let's say I had a 1480p monitor and I was playing on that, and in my game settings I had it on 1480p. I'm going to have to click 1480p, but I don't have it on that. I don't have a 1480p monitor, so I can't set it to 1480p. But I could put it to 720. Anything less, I could put it to. So let's go ahead and talk about that. So the base resolution is what you're gaming at. Now the output resolution is what you're changing. So either changing or keeping the resolution at what you're playing at so that the people on stream could see it. So if I wanted to play at 1080, but I wanted my stream to see that I was playing at 720 or 648 or 810 or 864, I could make it to where they could see that resolution. Now, why is it important to change these? Okay, now one of the reasons it's important to change these is because for every time you change it, less information is needed to fill up all these pixels or the resolution that's needed. So less information means the less your computer has to do work. So I may be able to play at 1080, but I might not be able to stream at 1080, so I might not need to put it to 720, okay? But I'm not going to do that, okay? So I'm going to keep it at what I'm at, but for yourself, you might need to lower it, lower and lower and lower. You might need to do a combo of a bunch of different things. You might have to do hardware 264, 4000 bitrate, 720 resolution. There you go. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about downscale filter. Well, bilinear, bicubic, Lansco's, sharp. Okay, so what does all this mean? Now, let's go ahead and talk about what bilinear means. Bilinear means that it literally, it's so self-explanatory that it will load the information the fastest possible, but the way it will do it is a linear pattern at the part where it will be blurry to the point where if it does lag, you will see plenty of blur. Now, bicubic, what this allows you to do is it puts your information out at the same time. So it doubles down on it, but by doubling down on it, if it were to lag out or scale out, you would literally see like almost like splitting of your screen constantly. It's almost unnoticeable, but if it gets really bad, it could be bad, really bad. Lansco's is just the double of bicubic. It's 4 times the amount of information as bicubic. Now, with this being said, What I go with is bilinear fastest. You want the fastest information. Now, the reason I have it to this is because it only goes blurry if you are lagging. I don't lag, so I don't have to worry about that blurriness. Now, if you do lag, I suggest going with bicubic because it will focus on no blurriness, no lag. But if you do lag, you will just see jagged lines that look kind of ugly, but it's pretty unnoticeable in my opinion. Now, Lansco's, it takes 4 times information to upload. So with that being said, that's 4 times the energy, which is 4 times the work. So do you really want that? It looks great, but if you can't handle it, it's not the greatest. Now, let's go ahead and talk about your FPS. Now, this is the FPS in which that you're sending it out to your stream. So I want everyone on Twitch to see me at 60 FPS. So I will always have it to 60 FPS. But if you can't handle 60 FPS, try 59.94, try 48, try 30. Keep going down the list until you find a sweet spot. But like I said, maybe you're able to go back to output and then turn this to 4,000 and then turn this to software and then maybe go back and then turn this, the video, turn this to 720 and then come back and turn this to 30. Maybe you're able to do all that. Like I said, the only reason these exact settings are meant for me is because of the fact that I have a decent system. I saved up and I built up. I have a 2 PC setup. I don't have to worry about running the game on the same PC. But I ran my PC setup on one PC setup for years. So I promise you, if you guys want to learn some more and you guys have any questions, if this helped you in any way, please drop a sub down below. And if you guys have any ideas, I'm constantly running out of ideas and I'm constantly thinking of how to improve my YouTube videos and how to make them better and how to constantly help people. So if you guys have any ideas, get back to me. Peace, love, and MorpheusXC3 on Twitch. Stream every day. So see you then.